This was Devon's reaction after watching Artyom Morozov destroy Hermes Gasparini. We all had doubts about your wrist, but that was incredible. I never know how much time I have left in the super heavy division, but watching you come up, I made a promise to myself long ago that before I left the division, I will arm wrestle you. I will wait anytime. Incredible job. Looking forward to seeing you come up.
Big congratulations. Amazing performance. I think we all had our doubts about your wrist. Butter wrist, right? But that was incredible. I never know how much time I have left in the super heavyweight division. But watching you come up, I made a promise to myself long ago that before I left the division that I would arm wrestle you. So I will wait. I will wait. Anytime.
Devon clearly has some newfound respect for Morozov after seeing him beat the guy who was trying to catch up to Devon. And this is what Morozov said after his victory. My right arm was always better than the left. I just got lucky that I became the world champion on the left. The preparation was challenging because I had surgery on the right, but in the end, everything was good. The journey for Morozov was a little difficult because after the match with Vitaly Laletin on the right arm and after that practice pull with Devon Larratt, everyone started calling him a loser and butter wrist. And this was his moment to prove himself. And despite destroying Hermes, he did not feel like he faced 100% Hermes. He felt that there was something off. So he doesn't really feel that he's already ready for Levan or even Devon Larratt right away. That's why he called out Rickard Boardman. That was one of the most weirdest and wildest callouts of all time. You just became the number 3 arm wrestler in the world and you are challenging an upcomer, Rickard Boardman. I don't know what Morozov was thinking before saying that. So this was my wild what if moment right before the Morozov-Hermes match. If Morozov beats Gasparini, then we have a new contender for Levan Saginashvili. Wouldn't that be awesome? I'm rooting for the Gladiator, but I won't mind Morozov winning this match. Like everyone is scared suddenly if Morozov beats Gasparini. Everyone is scared. And that is exactly what Morozov did. He did win that match and he did win it in a dominant fashion. Not many fans expected a round 1 Davai Hermes Davai from Morozov. So how did Artyom go from butter wrist to titanium wrist all of a sudden? He lost to Georgy Svetkov when he was weighing only 118 kilos and was on a soup diet. After seeing East vs West 24, I think Svetkov may be a problem for Hermes too. Let's talk about what exactly happened at East vs West 24. Artyom Morozov was the biggest underdog on the whole card. Out of 30,000 votes on East vs West channel, only 4.5 thousand people believed in Morozov. That is only 15% believing in his victory. Look at the fan comments. The most one-sided match ever, LMAO. Nice warm-up for Hermes. And it's not just the fans, the pros too.
I see him. I see his arm. He looks incredible. Hermes got to be the favorite. Hermes got to be the favorite. If Artem wins, it shakes up everything. If Hermes wins, same old, same old. Much love to Kazakhstan. Much love. 4-0 Hermes Gasparini.
After dominating Gasparini with a score of 4-1 at East vs West 24, Morozov has put himself right back into the conversation as one of the most dangerous super heavyweight arm wrestlers in the world, even on the right arm. First of all, we need to contact the doctor that operated Morozov's wrist. What kind of titanium plates did he put in Morozov's wrist? All jokes aside, in the Georgy Svetkov match, Morozov was really sick, as we just discussed, and East vs West should have cancelled that match. Just like they should have cancelled the Georgy vs Kurdecha match. I still think that Georgy will take Morozov's wrist, but now Morozov has enough side pressure, enough flop press to win that match. The biggest factor in Morozov's progress, a fast progress, is his age and experience in the super match format. I think Morozov has competed in more super heavyweight super matches than anyone else at East versus West or King of the Table. Maybe more super matches than any other arm wrestler across all weight divisions. I'll have to check that. And he's only 28 years old. We have seen that these days, nobody really peaks before the age of 30. So Morozov, despite having a decade-long arm wrestling experience, will still keep improving just because of his age, even if he doesn't change much stuff in his training. And maybe the wrist surgery, it actually fixed some old stuff too that was bothering Morozov and preventing him from getting even better on the table. What's next for Morozov? I hope it's not Richard Boardman. Morozov said that he isn't ready for Levan or Devon. I don't think he's ready for Vitali either. Michael Todd would have been an awesome super match. That could have gone either way, but Michael has dropped down to 105 and now 115 kilos. So the only worthy opponent left as of now is Georgy Svedkov. Morozov needs that revenge. If Morozov can beat Georgy, then he can start preparing for either Devon or Vitali, and by that time, his left arm would have recovered too. So we can finally witness the Devon versus Morozov left arm match. And if Morozov beats Devon's left, then he gets to face Devon on the right arm too. So there are a lot of possibilities. Georgy Svedkov right arm, Devon left, Vitali left rematch, Monster Michael Todd right, Hermes rematch, Vitali right arm rematch, and then Devon Larratt right arm, and finally Levan Saginashvili right arm. I just named 8 matches right here. But Morozov must stay injury free. Having both arms operated on at the age of 28 is not the best indicator of an athlete knowing how to prevent injuries. What doesn't kill you only makes you stronger. It sounds good on paper, but in reality, injuries not only slow down your growth, but they can sometimes take years off your career. And that's not what Morozov wants. The good news is that Morozov has already started top rolling. 3 years ago, he was just hooking people both arms. We know for a fact that hookers suffer more injuries than top rollers. It's simple math because the hook generates the highest force in arm wrestling. When you're top rolling, you are disengaging your opponent's power. And that automatically means that you also don't apply that much power through your muscles and your joints. The Per Law YouTube channel did a study on this and they found out that hook generates by far the most force in arm wrestling. I'll link that video in the description. And maybe this is the reason why in the super heavyweight division, everyone is a top roller, with the exception of Kamil Jablonski, who likes to press. And now Morozov is also top rolling both arms. Now he isn't the only hooker in top 10 anymore. And this is going to take some brutal amount of stress away from his joints that he has been suffering for years now. Artem is going to emerge as an even bigger social media star and as a threat to top 5 arm wrestlers in the world after this amazing victory. He can demand more money from the sponsors and also from East versus West. The name Butterist can officially be dropped now. Now let's talk about what's next for Auden Larratt. This is what Auden said after his loss. I hate losing, man. I hate losing. Hats off to you, Jeremy Parker. You beat me. You were the stronger man. There was very little that I could do. The key takeaways from the video are, he gave full credit to Jeremy Parker. He said that he was feeling healthy and strong, and yet he couldn't do much on the table. Although he felt bigger, stronger, and better prepared than before, but he struggled with Jeremy's pronated side pressure hit, just like Artem Ternenko or Todd Hutchings. Jeremy was arm wrestling like those guys. The hand strength wasn't the main problem for Auden. He believed that his hand held up reasonably well, but the problem was with his arm strength and his bicep power. And also, he did not have as much cup as he would have liked to get in that match. More cup would have allowed him to separate Jeremy from his arm and gain a stronger offensive position. So the main conclusion was he needs a stronger bicep, more back pressure, more side pressure, more center table power. And that's why Auden's immediate plan is now to focus on his bicep strength, his side pressure, and his arm power. But not long ago, Auden was making fun of people who told him to do some bicep curls. And now he has realized that he needs to do that. I also think that all Auden needs as of now, in addition to what he's already doing, is just adding some seated heavy bicep curls. That's also what I said during the live stream. Auden should load up 60 kilos and do sets of 10 in the seated bicep curl exercise. I hope the Auden versus Abhas Rana match at Pro Punja League is still on. Auden has been losing some momentum. On the other hand, Abhas Rana just defeated Mazahir Saidu, so Auden is in big trouble in this match if it happens. That's why I was saying I hope the match doesn't get cancelled. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel. I will see you again.